Welcome to Doc's Daily Dose for Dads, prescribed by Dr. Harrison. Great title, right? Racial profiles. Now, it's probably not the video you think it's going to be. I'm not talking racial profiling by the police or anything like that. We'll get to that topic on another day, probably with some guests and roundtables. What I wanted to talk about was kind of the notion or idea of race. And normally I give tidbits here of suggestions and advice and actual activities you can do. But all of it comes from observation, right? Observing my kids, observing other parents, just observing the world around me. But I had the chance to observe something this morning that I just had to share. And there's nothing that, I guess is a tangible activity or anything that you can do that's going to help grow the relationship here between your kids. Maybe it'll come to me as I continue this, but it was just a great observation that was so unique and intriguing. My kids are made up of black, Italian, white, Peruvian, and Colombian, right? They've got 5 different ethnicities, cultures, nationalities, however you want to phrase it, all wrapped up in one. And they look completely different. My oldest is darkest person in the house, and he's got, jet black, straight hair. My middle son is lighter than me, but he looks like a light-skinned black male, and he's got curly, long hair. And it's brownish. My youngest one, he's probably got, I wouldn't say, maybe he's lighter than the middle one, but it's a different complexion. And, he's got like one little kink wave to his hair, and he kind of just totally looks Peruvian, right? And so they're kind of all over the map. Now, the other day we were at the mall, and I had been promising them that they had been seeing the ABC Mouse commercials, and they wanted to get it. And I was like, yeah, summer's here. You guys don't have summer school. This would be something nice for you guys to use to kind of keep your skills moving. I'm totally fine with that. And so we saw the ABC Mouse kiosk. I got the subscription, and today I set up their profiles. Now, in setting up their profiles, they're able to pick an avatar. And in picking their avatar, they're able to either create one or just pick one that's already there. We tried creating one for my middle son, but it wouldn't let me create it for whatever reason. There's some sort of technical glitch. But they all had to choose an avatar. They all chose extremely dark-skinned males. The avatar was like my dad's black, like black, midnight black, right? Purple black. And it was interesting to me. Like there was different skin tones and ranges across the board. There's something like 20 different avatars you could pick from. But they all chose like the darkest avatars with different hairstyles you could possibly choose. And I stopped and thought for a second. Well, majority of the family members that come over are dark-skinned, right? The 2 of their favorite people in the family, my dad and their cousin, are both darker-skinned individuals. Their play uncles are both dark-skinned individuals. Everybody who comes over to hang out and visit me, minus one person, are all black people, and usually in the darker range, way darker than me, right? I consider myself a black male, even though I'm biracial. That's just the culture that I grew up in and what I know. I didn't know the other side, and I didn't find out that I wasn't Hispanic. I thought I was always black and Mexican growing up. I didn't find out that there is actually no Hispanic in my bloodline, and that we're Italian, just like last year. But I always grew up black, right? So these are the people that they surround themselves with, or that they are surrounded with in their most comfortable environment, the home. So they consider themselves what is around them. Now they are black. They have black blood in them, but they're not dark-skinned with really, tight, kinky hair like you would typically see of an African American, right? But we know the one drop rule here in America. We do know that. So it was just really interesting to me to see how race, ethnicity, and skin color was fluid and transparent for them, right? It wasn't about them having to make a decision to pick the avatar. They just see themselves as young black boys. How awesome is their ability to not see color and race the way that we do? Imagine if we all saw it as fluid as that. There'd be a lot less problems and a lot less tension. They're not even thinking of skin color in association with race the way that we do. Now I know as they get older, things will change and we'll have to have conversations about, who they are, what that means in American society. But at the moment, I love the fact that they feel free to pick amongst the range of colors and they pick what they identify and associate with. That's totally fine with me. Even it made me think about their drawings that they bring home, their self-portraits. They're usually on the darker side, right? So we embrace that. That is part of the culture they're growing up in, and probably the most dominant of all the cultures they have around them is the black culture. So why wouldn't they consider themselves black? And the fact is, they are, right? They're mixed. They have black blood in them. So it was just a unique and intriguing observation I made, and one that made me just think about how much we as adults read into stuff and shit that just doesn't matter, or it shouldn't matter, right? Race shouldn't play a part in the way in which we maneuver and interact with each other. But we all know the world we live in, right? So, and also made me think about the way people see themselves might not, and most likely isn't the way that you see them. And however people see themselves, they should be allowed to see themselves in that light, in that manner, without judgment from you or from anyone else. So I guess the advice that I have here is whatever your kids identify as, regardless of the construct or concept, allow them to identify as that, right? As soon as you start placing in, these boundaries and barriers and limitations of who they are and what they can be, it narrows down the journey that they have. So if they want to mark themselves as the darkest avatar possible, go for it. Or if they want to mark themselves as the whitest avatar possible, go for it. It shouldn't have any bearing on how I feel about it. And I should be able to take a page from their book and understanding that whatever I feel for me is the identifying thing about me, be comfortable with that. Live in that. Enjoy that. And don't worry about what other people might say with respect to that. So maybe this was more of a mindset one, but it's something I picked up from the kids today that I absolutely loved, that I'm going to transfer, not just dealing with race, because quite frankly, I know what I consider myself as, but in other areas, in terms of how I maneuver and worrying about the perception of others, hell, if my kids don't, why should I? Because all they're worried about is how they're perceived and loved by their family, and they're loved a whole hell of a lot. That's Doc's Daily Dose for Dads. Don't forget to hashtag Doc's Daily Dose for Dads, hashtag 4D. Hit the subscribe button, all social media at rebirthbx, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music. Check out the website, rebirthbx.com. I am on my way today to starting my vacation. But don't worry, I'll be gone for 8 days, but I've already made 8 videos for you to make sure I'm posting every single day. I told you, every day I'm dropping one. I will not miss. You don't believe me? We'll check back at 365 to see, to have a little celebratory video. I'm off.